Have you ever questioned the nature of your beliefs, the authenticity of your religion, or the essence of truth itself? As we delve into the life of Rahil Patel, we find ourselves on a similar quest. Rahil was a man of deep conviction, a devout Hindu who dedicated his life to his faith, eventually becoming a revered Hindu priest. Yet even as he stood at the pinnacle of his spiritual journey, doubts began to creep in. He found himself questioning the concept of the guru being God, a belief deeply ingrained in his faith. And then, there were societal norms that painted a picture of honesty and piety. Notions that suggested that if one wasn't married or didn't have a salary job, they must be telling the truth. But Rahil wondered, were these norms truly indicative of honesty and truth? And so Rahil Patel, a devoted Hindu priest, found himself questioning the very pillars of his faith. But as Rahil delved deeper, he began to see cracks in the foundation of his belief system. His journey of truth-seeking started to reveal unsettling realities about the religion he had devoted his life to, the gurus he had revered, and the congregation he had served. Rahil's faith was deeply rooted in the notion of his gurus being akin to divine entities. However, he soon noticed a disconcerting trend. The gurus, who were supposedly detached from worldly desires, were spending excessively on medical treatments. This raised a question in Rahil's mind. If these gurus were truly divine, why would they need human doctors? The guru's contradiction wasn't the only issue. Rahil also observed a growing dependence on help books within his congregation. These books were being used as crutches to deliver speeches, to inspire, and to guide. This reliance on external aid seemed odd to Rahil. If the gurus were truly enlightened, why would they need help books to communicate divine wisdom? This realization was like a jolt to Rahil. It was as though he had been living in a meticulously crafted illusion. The idea of the gurus as divine, the notion that a single life devoid of marriage or salary equated to truth, the faith he had placed in his religion, all of it started to feel like a grand deception. Rahil's disillusionment was profound. He felt as though the ground beneath him was shifting, the world around him changing. The faith he had held so dear was shaking, the pillars of his belief were crumbling. With every unveiled deception, Rahil felt his faith crumbling, leaving him feeling lost and deserted. His search for truth had led him to question everything he once held sacred. This was a crucial turning point in Rahil's journey, a moment of deep disillusionment that would eventually lead him to seek truth elsewhere. In the midst of his spiritual desertification, Rahil found an unexpected oasis, an encounter with Jesus, a figure he'd previously known only as a distant character in a different religion's story. But now, he was more than a character, he was a lifeline. This encounter was not like meeting another guru, nor was it a fleeting moment of enlightenment. It was an ongoing relationship, a dialogue that brought Rahil the answers he had been so desperately seeking. The doctrine of the gurus, the rituals of his former faith, they all paled in comparison to this newfound truth. In Jesus, Rahil found an understanding that felt real, that felt grounded. It wasn't about being God, it was about finding God, finding truth, finding peace. The walls that had once confined him started to crumble, leaving him free to explore this new faith, this new relationship. And as his spiritual understanding grew, so did his physical and mental well-being. The healing he'd been promised by gurus, that had cost him so much yet yielded so little, it was finally within reach. Through prayer, through faith, through a relationship with Jesus, Rahil began to heal. His journey wasn't without its struggles, its doubts, its moments of despair, but with each challenge his faith only grew stronger, his relationship with Jesus only deeper. He was no longer lost in the desert, he was quenching his thirst at the oasis. Through Jesus, Rahil found not only the truth he had been seeking but also the healing he desperately needed. Rahil's journey was not just about seeking truth but also about finding himself. He was a Hindu priest, deeply committed to his faith, yet plagued with questions that his religion couldn't answer. As he peeled back the layers of deception, Rahil found himself feeling lost and deceived not just by his religion, but by his own congregation. It was in this desertification that he encountered Jesus, and with this encounter came healing and truth. In the end, Rahil Patel found that the pursuit of truth led him not just to a new faith but to a deeper understanding of himself and his place in the world.